Tennessee's basketball win versus Alabama. Thrilling or concerning? Caleb tends to be the naysayer, so I want to let him go first. Why in the world would this be disconcerting?
So let's first acknowledge that it was, and I'm setting it up as the poll question too. Tennessee basketball's win versus Alabama. Tennessee's basketball win versus Alabama is more thrilling or concerning. So you guys can vote on that.
Why would it be concerning?
I think the way Tennessee basketball beat Alabama is not the way they can afford to win games in March. Now, in terms of the thrillingness, let's put the thrillingness out there. Not just the excitement of the game. Jahmai Mashack had, and I'm going to talk with Steve Hamer about this, that might have been the best closing 30 seconds an individual player has ever had in the history of basketball. All the stuff Jahmai Mashack did to close that game out.
Okay, I don't want to compare him to Michael Jordan, but do you remember Michael Jordan, how he actually, before the shot, his final shot as a Bull, and he, left the arm hanging? You realize, and you may be too young for this, he stole the ball from Karl Malone, just like he stole his 13-year-old girlfriend, but he stole the ball from Karl Malone on the other side in a play that he had been working on the entire game, and he dropped back and made the steal. But anyway, Mashack seemed like he had a bag of tricks for the final 30 seconds, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And it's funny you bring that up because I know that play, and Michael Jordan basically kind of exposed Jerry Sloan as a bad head coach at that time because he said, I knew that even though I left my man, every time Malone catches the ball in that moment, he turns to his right to try to get under the basket. So I knew he was going to go that way. And so, yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to. And it was like that. Now, so on that front, you should be the excitement of that is incredible. Also, the excitement is, look, Tennessee has a clear path to a number one seed now. They are now more likely than not to get their first ever number one seed in the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's a great thing for Tennessee to hang its hat on historically.
Who do they have left, by the way?
At Ole Miss and then South Carolina at home. They'll be favored in both games. And I've told you guys, I don't think they factor in the conference tournament at all for seeding. So
okay, so they win both of those games and they're a number one seed. Is it that simple?
I think so. I think they're a lock for a number one seed if they win both of those games. I don't think the conference tournament is going to matter. So, I mean, Tennessee's the second most likely team in the SEC to now get a number one seed because of that win. I mean, you can't take, it's really hard to understate how big of a deal that is, particularly with, Florida is going to push a little bit, and Florida did just blow out Texas A&M, but I still think Tennessee has a better chance. However, all of that being said, while all of that is thrilling on paper and on its face, and that's why you should be happy, the way Tennessee won that game is very, very concerning. One, let's call it what it is. Nate Oates, that was the worst 30-second coaching clinic I've ever seen in the history of basketball with the way he coached the final 30 seconds to a minute of that game. There was absolutely no reason Alabama should have lost that game. I know people think Danny White would hire Nate Oates if Rick Barnes retired. After watching the way he coached the final minute to 30 seconds of that game, he should never be hired again. That was the worst coaching clinic I've ever seen. On top of that, and this is a really big thing, and I hate to go here, but I'm going to be a little bit of a hater for a minute, Dave. Chaz Lanier, for the second time this year, in a crunch situation, missed a key free throw. Now, he got bailed out because Jahmai Mashack forced a loose ball foul, and when he would have gotten the offensive rebound and then hit 2 free throws to tie it up. But Jahmai Mashack's not the guy you want to go to for your final score in the game. And the truth be told, Jahmai Mashack was the guy they went to. I know Chaz Lanier hit that layup, but Zakai Ziegler is also who they went to late. Chaz Lanier, once again, was hardly anywhere to be found in the final 5 minutes. Game was tied at 68 in the final 5 minutes, and Chaz Lanier came away with 2 points in the final 5 minutes, and he's your primary scorer. This is the thing that concerns me, and it's been the thing that concerns me all year, is Chaz Lanier disappears when the game is on the line, and he is your most important scorer on the floor. So it's exciting that Jahmai Mashack did that. Do you really think they want to rely on Jahmai Mashack to do the scoring in the final 30 seconds of the NCAA tournament?
Especially not with a 40-footer. But if you're going to leave a guy that wide open, let's make another Jordan comparison. What did he do? He kicked it out to Steve Kerr and John Paxson when they were wide open. So there's something to be said, no matter how...
Yeah, but those were sharpshooters before you go.
Okay, right. There's something to be said I don't care how great you are, Caleb. I don't care if you're Michael Jordan or you're Chaz Lanier. There's something to be said if they're going to D up on you and you've got a wide open dude. Let's face it. They did not think Mashack could do anything with the ball. So they let him dribble it down. So while I agree with you that it would have been nice to have a play to get it more down court so Chaz could shoot a fairly open three, I can't deny a guy that's just left wide open. Now, I'm not saying settle for the 40-footer, okay? I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying he's dribbling down the court all by himself. He's got to do it. He does not need to look for somebody to pass to, even though he's not a scorer.
That shot by itself wouldn't bother me. It's the fact that Chaz Lanier only scored one bucket in the final 5 minutes of the game, and the fact that Chaz Lanier missed a free throw again with the game on the line. And so that's the second time this year Chaz Lanier has missed a free throw with the game on the line, and he's actually a really good free throw shooter. So that's what bothers me. The Mashack shot, I mean, you bring up Steve Kerr and John Paxson, but notice they were never going to kick the ball out to Dennis Rodman to shoot if he was wide open. And
that's actually a really good point. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So So
if he gets the ball in that situation, he's not even dribbling it. He's looking for somebody to pass it to.
Yeah, exactly. And Dennis Rodman will tell you that too. He'll be like, I don't know why people would stay on me in the triangle offense. He said that was the most baffling part of him playing in the Vols system, was like people would still account for me, and I don't know why. Now, Mashack, again, I'm giving him all the credit in the world, but Chaz Lanier is the guy that he missed a free throw with the game on the line, and he really took himself out of the game in a lot of ways before that final 30 seconds. And you can't afford that in the NCAA tournament. And again, Dave, Tennessee benefited from, think about this, and they're bringing it up on the message board. Nate Oates left 2 timeouts on the floor before the end of the game. Nate Oates also did not put any pressure on that final 40-foot shot. That is, look, I'm just going to say it. Nate Oates' coaching cost Alabama more than Tennessee did anything to win that game.
Yep. I'm with David on this, and it speaks to what I was talking about. David said, I would rather a decent wide open shooter shoot the ball than a double team sharpshooter. I agree with that. Now, I'm not saying a 40-footer.
Chaz was not double teamed when he missed the free throw.
Well,
it was a free throw.
No, I'm just talking about trying to force it and find him. I guarantee you Alabama's defense was all about stopping Chaz Lanier in the final possession, right?
Yes, but why did he miss a free throw with the game on the line? That's the second time this year he has missed a free throw with the game on the line.
I'm not arguing the free throw. We're talking about 2 completely different things. You don't miss the free throw. Your Derrick Rose missed a free throw, and that's what cost Memphis a national championship. So, Caleb, let me ask you this. Set up the poll question. Today's tough question brought to you by Banks & Jones, Tennessee's trial attorney, banksandjones.com, as we broadcast live from the Ted Russell Ford Lincoln studios.
Okay, so setting up the poll question, and I got it. Tennessee's basketball win over Alabama is more thrilling, concerning. Man, I'm losing this one badly. I'm going to change it.
Oh, okay. No, don't change it. Yeah, listen, we fall down to learn how to pick ourselves up.
No.
Brought to you by Banks & Jones.
Why Banks & Jones? Well, it's because they're Tennessee's trial attorney. You can play to win with Banks & Jones because they'll go to trial. You've heard of other lawyers. They say they'll go to trial and fight for you. They won't. They just want to settle. That's the easiest way out. Well, that's not Banks & Jones, led by T. Scott Jones. They won't settle. They'll go to trial for you. Tennessee's trial attorney. They play to win. Truly, Tennessee's trial attorney when it comes to criminal defense or personal injury. Why settle? It's Banks & Jones. T. Scott.
All right, give us an update on the poll question. Where are we? We want you to vote, and please click the thumbs up button. What do we got, Caleb?
Tennessee's basketball win versus Alabama is more thrilling or concerning? And the results are, can I give the results?
You can. I think you've kind of painted yourself into a corner because it definitely is thrilling. It's hard to overcome that emotion. I think you could have chosen a different word and made your point and maybe won the argument, but
100% say thrilling.
Oh, it's never been that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm changing this, and I'm going to say it this way. How about this? Did Tennessee win it, or did Nate Oates lose it? And I'll ask you that, Dave. Did Tennessee beat Alabama, or did Nate Oates lose the game?